Yeah.
Never.
So, yeah,
No.
top 5, and then we break into the
couldn't do
top
it.
3. And here's what really stinks about this.
Hold on,
6.
Hold on. Edward's talking to us about rules.
Yeah.
Yeah, just wait till your
Edward's telling
game
us
show.
the
We
rules.
didn't put restrictors on it. So this could be anything, anytime, but it's TV shows and they're cop shows.
And then we have to somehow agree and get it to 3.
Not gonna happen.
Not going to. This is
All
probably the one time it's really not going to happen.
Yeah, you know what? We always say this.
That's what happens.
It's Greek to me.
It's all Greek to us.
Yep.
Hey,
Who tweeted it?
Opa.
Who's
No, when our YouTube
Edward,
thing
boo
goes
yourself.
out, it goes out in multiple languages.
Oh, okay.
Because we have listeners all over the world.
all
Over the world.
and probably
Hello,
all
Greece.
over the universe because I
That's
believe
right.
in that stuff.
And Greece is the word.
Yes, it is. All right, that was terrible.
You are.
All right, let's introduce
you
ourselves.
are married to the right person.
We
Just
need
want
to
to let you
start
know.
the.
You
we need to start
are-
the show. I think. What?
Introduce yourself.
What? I am Martha Southgate. I am co-owner of Southgate Media Group, and I am on shows such as Counterculture, which we haven't done in a really long
In like
time.
6
What's your
months.
big one you're doing right now?
And right now I'm doing a show called Pinheads, which is all about Pinterest.
Yes.
And with my co-host Teresa, and we do
And you know what? I'm
too
not
many
like a
shows to
Pinterest
even-
guy. I don't really use it. It's not one on my radar. I love this show.
Thank you.
So, I mean,
Wow.
I
I'll
do.
solid. You're funny.
We're
It's
funny.
it's funny.
You guys
It's really
just cackle the whole time.
No.
We talk about IKEA a lot.
There is. I could see that.
good.
That's okay
There's
though.
cackling. It's just like I say about our shows here. There's a lot of jackassery going on.
Yes.
Those two are full of it, and
But we love Pinterest.
It's not
Stand
like
together.
listening to Martha Stewart, where it's like everything's perfect. It's
no,
like,
it's usually fails.
it's kind of the
It's
opposite.
like, yeah, it's like, oh, I tried this for Valentine's Day. Yeah, that
It's
didn't
like if
work
you
out
mashed
so
up-
well. Yeah,
Martha Stewart and the Hindenburg. That's
Yeah.
kind of what happens
that's
every
kind
time.
of who we are.
Helium and open
Yes.
flame.
Yeah,
It's a
so
great
try the
combination.
show. It's fun, and there are
Yes.
2 seasons.
Yes.
2 different co-hosts.
Yep, 2 different co-hosts, and,
And 2
season
seasons.
2 is rocking
Cheryl,
along.
my friend Cheryl, and
Yep.
those are funny.
And did you have to kill
Those
her?
are good too. Yeah,
What?
I'm teasing.
all good stuff. So, all right,
Just
and do
shake
you want
it
to give
up
your
a little.
social media on that real quick?
We are at Pinterest at Pinheads Pod,
Yep,
I think, and then
and on Twitter at Pinheads Pod.
we are at I don't know what else.
All right.
We're not really doing the other stuff yet, but
Okay.
we're find us on Pinterest, and
Yeah, just
we
look up
have
Pinheads Podcast.
every show is on there.
I thought you were going to say MySpace.
You can
truthfully.
listen right from the Pinterest page. You can find all the shows. Every pin we ever talked about is all organized.
All right.
Wow. Who did that?
It was
Not me.
awful. It was the worst job ever.
That's a lot of work. just
I am
wanna
not
throw
an
that in.
admin,
And
that
next
was
to
not
you-
pleasant.
Is
Oh, it's me. My
When
name
did you
is.
get here?
I just showed up. Unfortunately, just like I do. My name is Chris Mao. I am co-owner of Blue Box Cafe here and co-host of lots of other fine shows, including Counterculture, This Week in Geek, Disturbed, Deutschland 83,
binge-worthy.
Binge-worthy,
You're
Pop Culture
officially on
Countdown.
80s reboot.
Yes, I am officially on 80s reboot.
So yeah, you've
You make the
Although I might get
rounds.
the boot because I don't have enough time.
no, you
unfortunately.
actually got placed on it this week.
Did
I was
Wow.
updating the website, and I
It
told
pays to
Dave,
know people.
I said to Dave, I need the list of hosts for each segment thing, and Chris Mao was listed in the
Hey, you
main
know.
hosts. So
Hostess with the most.
It is.
what a fool!
I like Hostess. I like.
you want to
a
give
lot.
your social media? Or did you do
Ho-host?
that
I
already?
did that earlier, but yeah, I can be
It's a
found.
different show, man.
It's Blue Box Cafe or Blue Box Cafe 176 on Facebook. I'm on Pinterest. I'm on what's the other-
Instagram. Are you
Instagram.
on Instagram?
I am on Instagram. We try. I don't. Unfortunately, I'm not that talented to do anything. Twitter, the whole shot. So we're out there.
The whole
We're
shebang.
interwebs. We are intermingled in the interwebs with Southgate
Yeah,
Media
you
Group.
commingle with us quite a bit.
Yes.
So, and I'm
But
Rob
not
Southgate.
canoodle.
Not canoodle. No.
Canoodling.
And I am co-owner of Southgate Media Group, and I'm on just tons of things. We are in the throes of the Nuff Said podcast right now, which it actually runs all year, but during Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is when we really pump those shows out.
And you have your new
Oh, yeah,
project,
and I've
your
got a new
pet
show.
project.
Let's talk about that. I started a show called New Media Lab, where I basically interview people that are in new media. So podcasters, bloggers, video people. I just interviewed somebody, Liz, who does PR and marketing. And I thought this is really applicable to this. What I'm finding is people listening to it aren't necessarily, I mean, I get a lot of podcasters in that write to me, but it's anybody can listen because the way we approach the show, I just treat it like a conversation.
And it just teaches you all about social media.
It teaches you about social media and this kind of stuff. And it's so much fun. And so far the response has been excellent.
Yes.
Excellent. And I've got some big freaking guests coming up.
And the shows are really good. So
yeah, I don't know. I might
as an aspiring podcaster and
listening.
social media idiot, they're great. They really are.
Thanks, man. Well, it's a lot of fun. So that I don't have all the social media set up for it. I just use mine. So you can follow me at our Southgate. You can find it all there. But yeah, it's a blast. I'm going to be making clamors for it. I've got one of the guys who started Clamor, which is an app, and it's almost like Twitter for audio. It's really cool. I had one of the guys who created it on. He's going to be on this coming week, and as a result, I created a whole bunch of clamors that I'm going to post. It's so cool. They're just little 20-second clips, and they're fun. Yeah. It's really great. So, all right, enough about all that.
Yes, let's start.
So cop shows. See how we were avoiding that the whole time?
Cop shows.
This is the worst.
So you know what? We have done a lot of hard things, I think, but I think which is good, but it might be unfortunate is we have similar tastes.
Yes.
So we tend to run in this, and I think we're going to be very divergent.
This is going to be all over the place. When I'm afraid that one might come up that I think kind of stinks, but a lot of people love, and I'm afraid I might get booed here.
You probably will. It's okay.
So who wants to go first?
Martha, why don't you kick us off?
Okay, one of my all-time favorite cop shows was Homicide: Life on the Street. Oh. I loved that show. I loved the woman with the red hair, Melissa Leo.
Yep.
Right? She ended up on another show that we watched. Was it Once Upon a Time?
No, Wayward Pines.
Wayward Pines. That was it. She plays a nurse.
She's been in a few good things.
She plays a creepy nurse.
She's an excellent actress. Oh. She's actually from Chicago.
Adored her on Homicide, and she was just a fantastic character.
You had
there was
Andre Braugher on there was amazing.
But there was one of my all-time favorite Robin Williams moments of his career was this episode that he was on Homicide, and he played a dramatic role, and I've never cried so hard in my life, but he had a child that was murdered or something happened to his child, and it was unbelievable. And highly recommend the show. It was fantastic. It was well acted, well written, and just an all-around perfect show.
You know what? That one makes mine.
Thank you. Have you ever seen it?
And I'll tell you why.
Oh, yeah, seen it. I love it, but it does not make mine, unfortunately.
Was so good on that. Ned Beatty. I didn't watch the whole run, but the first 2 or 3 seasons, I thought it was so good, and it stands with the other ones I'm going to name.
Okay.
Other than one real weird one.
So we only have
and it does.
I think not Cop Rock, I swear.
It's in my honorable mention because I think there's some other ones of significance. I think Homicide, and what did it cross over with? I can't remember. What did they Homicide?
It crossed over with CSI?
CSI. No,
NYPD Blue.
Law and Order.
Law and Order. It was Law and Order.
Okay.
Yeah,
and I thought
was on that.
Right. And they did some things, and it was a fantastic show. And you brought up Andre Braugher. He was unbelievable, just unbelievable in that show. And I may be swayed on this. It may be in that realm of the top 10 that can float in and out. But
yeah. All right, so both of us definitely had Homicide.
My turn. I am going to say Law and Order.
I did not.
Just because number one, it's the second longest show after The Simpsons on TV, tied with, I can't think of what it is, but it was on for 20 years.
Yeah.
The main Law and Order, let alone all of the spinoffs that they milked the franchise with. I just thought it was unbelievable because it brought in not only the police aspect but the lawyer aspect. I think it was just a mesmerizing show for me for 15 of those 20 years of different things. So, and I'm going to bring in all of them because I think when you talk about all those shows,
it's a franchise.
It's a franchise because you got D'Onofrio is unbelievable.
Okay, here's the problem. That's me, so. We probably would have put that, but we've never seen it.
Okay.
I have seen it. You haven't seen it.
You haven't seen it.
I've watched
2 episodes.
Yeah. But I tried
the
D'Onofrio one. I tried not Life on the Streets. Is that one of them?
No, that's homicide.
That's homicide.
No,
There was
what's
criminal
the one?
intent, SVU,
Yeah,
You
SVU.
have an issue with
And
the
then-
battery.
and SVU was a little harsh, but Maritza,
Yeah, I can't do anything about it.
criminal intent, Maritza Hargitay is unbelievable in SVU. I just think it's
Yeah.
great, but it's fair if you haven't seen it, you can't really rate
You
it.
can't really
It
speak to
can't
it.
go on mine, but I will give it honorable mention
Yes.
because the couple episodes I watched were exceptional.
And it's one that we need to
SVU
binge
was
for 15 years.
Oh, yeah.
and I wasn't one who thought I just thought it was going to be okay. And my friend David was watching it, the one at the SVU one, and I said, "Oh, you like this?" He goes, "Yeah, it's a good show." We started watching, and I was captivated by it.
Well,
By the end, I was like, "Whoa!" Plus, Jerry Orbach was on that show, and I
Yes.
love Jerry.
Yeah.
Jerry Orbach, I mean, until literally like the day he died, he was acting on
Right.
the show. He was amazing. They brought in this whole cast. I mean, they had this whole running like list of people that they would bring in and out of their shows and cross over. They were timely. I mean, it was literally like things were in the news. We're on
Right.
We're on Law and
catching
Order
it.
like 2 weeks later. You're like,
Right.
how were they able to do that? But and I thought they did it. And they had everybody wanted to be on that show in their one-offs, and they had great people. Yeah, and they would bring back reoccurring characters. I just thought it was an excellent show. But I can understand where you're coming from if you've
Yeah,
never seen
we
it.
just
so.
never really watched it, but
Sure.
I would say that would fall under honorable mention for the little exposure I've had. It was exceptional, and I have a feeling that will be something we are
We
going
will
to
binge
we'll
it,
fall into it
yeah.
and be like, oh,
Well,
how
because we did
miss
it with
this?
The Shield,
There's-
which was how many seasons, and
Yes.
we binged it we had never seen an episode in it, and we went from start to finish.
That's a lot of
In
Shield.
it was like nine seasons.
Did we
wasn't
do
it?
that? Did we binge worthy that?
We sure
We
did.
did,
did.
yeah.
All right, well, you know what?
Well, you're gonna say The Shield.
I'm going to say the
It's
Shield.
on. It's on.
The Shield
I
was
got it.
the Shield
Did you all agree?
is my number one.
Okay.
Okay.
There are a lot of really good ones.
Yes.
Okay, and it's hard to say that's my number one, but when I think about them, when this idea came up of let's do cop shows,
As prepared as we are today.
Oh yeah,
first-
we just thought of this.
the
This
first
after
thing
3:00.
I thought of
Yeah.
was the Shield, because this truly was a binge-worthy show.
Yeah.
This was a show that, for me, I mean, to power through 9 seasons
Right.
and never once feel like
Sorry.
I can't go back to this well. And the thing is, that is a tough, painful show to
It's
watch.
good. Oh, it's so
But
good.
Dick Mackey is like the greatest character ever.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think that as a cop show, what it dives into, where it goes, the acting, like every bit of it works.
Mhm.
The theme song crushes me every time. I just
Right.
wish that it was all in HD,
Sure.
because I think that's the only part of it. It's like, oh,
Well, you know what?
quality's not great.
It was one of the first really
first
big,
cable like
first
scripted.
cable like big show because it was on USA Network.
Right.
And
Right.
it was not censored.
Right. It was not censored.
Yeah.
It was a wide open. It was one of the first of those.
Man,
different
they got
breed
it
of shows,
right,
yeah.
though.
They did.
It was raw.
Chickless is unbelievable. It
Chickless
was
is-
unbelievable as good as that was.
Incredible in
Yeah.
that show.
All right, I'll go next.
Do it.
Oh, you were?
I'm going Fargo.
Ooh. I didn't think Fargo.
Fargo's a cop show. What? TV
TV
That's
show. TV show.
See,
TV show, and it is brilliant. Both seasons. Second
You know what?
season's even better than the first.
I think you got me.
you're
It is.
changing?
It is all.
I think I
cop.
have to
the
change.
Whole, it is a cop show.
It's going to knock my weird one off because
You're knocking off Barney Miller?
this
I'm
is
teasing.
I have that.
this Fargo might be
It
that
is-
might even
it
actually
is
top the Shield for me because of what it is.
Unbelievable. that
It's
show.
in my wheelhouse so hard. Like
Right.
and when it goes off, it's been 2 seasons. The first season ended. I thought about it for the entire year
Yes.
until it came back.
Sure.
And
the
then each
second
week it
one
was like,
even better.
and I was like, what? Why are we watching this week to week and not waiting to binge it? Because
Right.
you want it as fast as it comes out. You want it, and then you're sorry you
But-
can't watch the next one.
Yeah.
I'm going to, as much as there is this police officer type things about that, I don't think it's about,
The crime story,
it is a
It's-
crime story,
it's
but
all
is
about
that
the
the same thing
cops.
as like, Walking Dead is a,
but it is about the
But
cops
it's on
because
all
it
the
is.
lists.
if you think about
it is, but
it's on all the lists for top
Sure.
cop shows of all time.
if you talk about who the main
think it's a great show,
characters
yeah.
are,
they are.
but they're all that family.
yes,
they're all one family. That spoiler, you find out in the second season.
It's a fantastic show. I just didn't put it in here.
You didn't think of it. Well, I didn't either.
Well, no, not that I didn't think of it. I just didn't. I kind of put on there because of the movie aspect. It's like,
okay,
hey, we're going to take this movie and we're going to make it into a great show, and it is great and it's worth watching. I just think there's other shows that were
better or
and
more in line with your.
More.
We all have our own way of looking at it,
and I think iconically over time that maybe that doesn't fit into that.
In this conversation, my criteria has already shifted.
Right.
Which is why it bumped something off to put Fargo in. Shield, Homicide still stands strong.
Mm-hmm. But if we're not going to do Law and Order, I would throw my vote in for Homicide because Homicide's in my honorable mention. But just because
we don't have to change it yet.
No, I'm going to change it because I would change it. That was my next one on my list.
All right.
It was up there. All right, so I am going to throw out True Detective, the first season.
Okay.
And I know it's hard because it falls into, is it a movie? Is it a miniseries? Is it a TV show? That was one of the best shows I've ever seen.
But I heard the second season.
But I'm talking about they're different though. They're different stories and different.
But it's the same show.
And I've heard the second season isn't bad. It's frustrating. Something's.
Oh, it is. The second one is good, but it's not the same. But that's why I'm going to say season 1. And that was on like, I checked like 5 lists. Yeah. That was in the top 5 of every single one.
But Fargo,
both seasons of crushed.
Was both seasons were dead on. So to me, if you have a show where it falls off, Shield doesn't fall off, Homicide doesn't fall off.
Right.
When you have a show that falls off, to me, it shouldn't make the top 3.
The whole premise of it is they make a show and then that year is separate and everything else.
But it should still be equally good.
Right. Because Fargo's still the same title.
Thing.
It's still called
Fargo isn't the same story.
No, it isn't. I think Fargo has the lead in from the movie, which was unbelievable.
Yeah.
To go there.
I'm not going to say no to that one.
I am.
I'm going to say that's in there because
if you see McConaughey, I mean,
he's
they
awesome.
are so unbelievable,
outrageously good.
But I can't.
Sure.
I
can understand what you're saying. I just look at them as like they're different. Yeah, they're put on under things, but it's different.
I'm kind of looking at it
because the second season doesn't crack the top 3 for me.
Sure.
So I think yes, it should be in maybe top 5. It should be in the top 5 for sure. Actually,
was it in your top 5 or not?
No, but
okay.
But that was because of the second season.
Right. That's fine.
I think that it should be in the top 5 for our total.
Well, we can look at it. I mean, there's other stuff out there still.
All right, what do you got?
All right.
Oh, here, can I borrow that?
My criteria changed again while we were sitting here. Because I can't take this one off of the list. And you're going to think it's weird. But Dragnet. And I'll tell you why.
Okay, Kathy agrees with you.
When that was on Nick at Night, and they would do the Dragnet Mondays or whatever. Remember they had the one night they showed like, I don't remember what night of the week it was, but I would watch like 5 hours of Dragnet.
Right.
Because that is a real binge-worthy show. It's bizarre. It's acted oddly. It's got Harry Morgan, who's awesome.
Sure.
If you think about it, it really is iconic, and it really kind of set the stage. The rest of these are these more modern shows, and like Homicide set the stage for Shield and for even Fargo, like the way they do this realistic.
The filming was so neat.
Homicide set up all. I mean,
I'm not talking the movie. I'm talking Dragnet.
Right.
The original show. I think it absolutely deserves to be in there, and I might even be able to be swayed to make it top 3.
Dragnet? It's not
seriously.
happening.
See,
you're not swaying us.
Yeah, I don't think it's.
I'm going by this new criteria I've got.
Right, and you know what? I thought of that too.
I'm happy for you and your criteria.
Where I would equally throw, if you're talking cop movies that have really nothing to do about anything realistic, Barney Miller is a fantastic show.
I have Barney
Miller. That's the one I bumped off.
I know, and so I mean, when I put an honorable mention, but how do you when you look at it and say, hey, a cop show? There are other shows that were equally as good, but Barney Miller is unbelievable.
Actually, Barney Miller is the one I bumped off because I said that's my weird one.
Right. I have it.
And I think now that I've changed my criteria because of Dragnet coming back in,
right?
I think I have to put Barney Miller as my 5th.
Yeah, Barney Miller.
Because the other ones I thought of are all similar. They may be great, but they're similar in that they're this gritty, realistic,
We're
whatever.
still talking about Barney Miller.
Well,
we talk about Barney Miller every Saturday.
This is the first. This is the first twig. We haven't today that we haven't mentioned Abe Vigoda in a year and a half. In a year and a half. Seriously, this is the first time that I've been.
Now that he's dead, we're going to go to Jack Sue. I know he died
earlier,
I love
but
him. It's Jack Sue from here on out.
Is it Mark
Lindahl?
No, Lance.
Wait,
Lansbury.
Steve
Or
Lansbury.
Lansbury? Yeah.
Lansbury, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And Wojciech Howitz. I just love that.
Oh my gosh. We talk about it daily in our house.
Jack Sue
well,
was
not to mention that we've named our 2 cats after him, but
yes.
but beyond that, I mean,
Barney Miller is my 5th.
Barney Miller's on there.
Barney
Miller,
Miller's,
it just went up because
Barney Miller's on there. We all 3 are agreeing to do it.
It's my 5th one. That makes my list.
Because you bring it in there, like when you talk about things that are similar, when you talk about The Shield, I think you almost have to talk about The Wire. You almost have to talk about.
We haven't seen that.
We haven't seen The Wire. And everyone says it's the best of the bunch.
It's fantastic, and it might be the best of these shows. I mean, I put it as a little bit ahead of the same genre. Yeah.
They're all kind of that same. They're all good.
It's like
they're all so well written, but they're realistic and gritty. And
it's throwing in CSI because it's almost the same thing as Law and Order, but in a different aspect of it. And
Law and Order is better than CSI.
I do, but CSI again, it's another show that spawned 5 shows. That's
given. But CSI is eye candy. That was the one that I thought you were going to bring up, and I'm ready to say it sucks.
Well, I think it's
like
great.
Actors on it, like William Peterson, fantastic.
David Caruso was great, and just how.
But when you watch it, it's like it's all right.
But hold on, but when you go back and look at a lot of these shows, it's kind of like that too. Even the stuff that The Shield did 13, 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying, you look at it now and you go, oh, everybody does that. Right. I mean, when it came out, it was like, this is unbelievable.
But CSI, the shows are, every week it's the same formula, and it reeks of it.
Oh, it does.
And
hold on,
visually cool and
but you bring up Dragnet, which is the same exact show.
Every time. But I love it.
It is iconic. I mean, and it's iconic in its badness.
That's why I said
the whole drug thing. I mean, just
all right. Well, we've got to keep moving because we've got a game show that Edward's waiting to.
We're running late for Edward's game show.
12 minutes, Edward. It's okay.
All right. So, do we have any more? Does anyone?
Oh no, we do. We have a lot.
I'm done with my list.
NYPD Blue.
I have that.
See, I picked Homicide over that.
Oh, I put them both. They're different. The only other one that I wanted to mention was Hill Street Blues.
And I mentioned that as well too. So
now, Hill Street Blues and NYPD Blue were kind of tied for me. But when I have to look at both of them, I'm like, I tend to lean towards NYPD Blue more because it was a little bit edgier. Like this one, Hill Street Blues was a little bit more soap opera-y.
Yes.
You know, like there was it was more.
And I think that's why it fell off
sugar coated or
list,
something.
Even though
NYPD Blue
was that a
hardcore, gritty, and my gosh, they had Dennis Franz be naked. Like how gross is that?
Oh, it was.
Who would put that on cable?
And not only did they lost their main lead actor, he just left to go do CSI, and then they bring in. Yeah. They bring in,
he didn't leave to do CSI. He left to do nothing.
Oh, that guy. That guy.
We did.
The red-haired guy.
David Caruso.
David Caruso. Remember that movie Jade?
Right. He was huge. He was huge and said, I'm leaving to do movies. And then they bring in Jimmy Smith.
Oh, my gosh.
Who was even better.
Oh, I adore him. So I vote. I would take off Hill Street Blues. I just wanted to mention it.
NYPD
but
Blue.
NYPD Blue 100% on my list, and it's up high.
Is it on your list or not?
Yes, it's on his list. Of course, Dennis Franz was naked. Who gets away with that on like regular TV?
You know what? I'll take Dragnet off to put that on. It's a better show.
Hey, people against goodness and normalcy.
But I like it.
All right, so NYPD Blue gets 3.
Oh man.
We got our. Oh no, we have 4.
If Dragnet was on TV right now, I would watch it. If NYPD Blue was on Netflix, I would binge it.
You don't watch it. You don't watch it because it's a cop show. You watch it because of the oddity of it.
Yes.
And I would not. I mean, it's a show about cops, right?
To put NYPD Blue.
I also want to mention
Hill Street Blues. That is a good argument, but I think I like NYPD Blue better. And I like David Caruso, even though he jumped ship. Sure. I loved him on that show.
Okay.
But he was fantastic.
There are a couple of other ones that I don't want on my list, but
bring them up.
21 Jump Street.
Oh,
that would make my list.
Really?
I love Johnny Depp.
I know. I love that show, but that's not.
No, I just said, and Starsky and Hutch. Starsky and Hutch.
You didn't even bring up Miami Vice.
No, I
Which
don't want Miami.
I
But
got-
that
Iconically
falls
for-
into line with CSI
Yeah.
for me.
Well, it is,
don't love
but
the
still,
same way.
it was cheesy. But Edward James Olmos he won.
Well, who
Well,
doesn't
yeah,
love
but that's
him?
Edward James
But I'm
Olmos.
just saying
I mean,
won
he could
Emmys
just
for
sit
this stuff.
there and I'd be
It wasn't like
I love
it wasn't
him
like
and
oh,
I
it's
hate
just
him.
I mean
That's like
it changed
Yeah.
culture. I mean
You
the whole
get
5 o'clock
Oh, the
shadow stuff.
outfit
you get
Oh, yeah.
and the-
Kingsley on
yeah.
a show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Even if it stinks, it's Ben Kingsley's on
And
it.
Right.
they
Edward
did a
James
show.
Olmos is
I mean they had Glenn
fantastic.
Fry. They
They
pulled
did a
everything.
show that made Miami look good.
Right.
You know
Like
how
you'd wanna
hard
go
it
there
is
and
to make
live.
Miami
Well,
look
back then
good.
it was horrible.
Sorry,
so-
Miami.
And it's been like Dexter, like you look at the other shows that show, and it's
Right.
like, yeah, that's Miami.
Yes.
They made Miami look really pretty.
Oh yeah,
Sounds
they
like-
made it sexy, and when
Yeah, and
Miami
it's
was
not.
horrendous.
Yeah.
So
So I would.
I thought
just wanted to
Geraldo
mention
made
them.
Miami sexy. Gerardo, remember?
Gerardo.
Gerardo, yeah.
Okay, so that's
All right, so we have four.
We've
We have
got
a we have a
four.
we have
So we
a
gotta
very
fight
weird
it
time.
out.
Ooh.
So
I think we'll be able to do this. I'm
Oh.
surprised.
so
Okay.
well because we kind of swayed ourselves and changed it because I didn't
So-
have two of these on my list. to
Let's
begin
hear
with.
them.
So we decided that Homicide was one of our favorites for all three of us. The Shield,
Mm.
Barney Miller, and NYPD Blue.
Ooh. What do we do?
And I can tell you who I would take off.
Who would you
Homicide.
take off?
I'm going to take off Homicide.
Seriously?
Be-
I'll tell you why.
Because-
Because as the series went
Okay.
on, I got less interested.
Sure.
The first couple seasons, amazing.
Are you going to tell me Homicide's better than NYPD Blue?
I don't think it is. I think NYPD Blue stayed incredible.
When
Yes.
we said Barney Miller, you jumped out of your seat. And I
Barney
think
Miller's like.
oh no,
I don't
Going
think Barney
home,
Miller comes
you
off
know,
the
like,
list.
so
go home, I wanna
we're
go
talking
home
the
too.
Shield, NYPD Blue, and
And
Barney
I don't
Miller.
think the Shield should come off
Okay.
that list.
I don't
Okay.
think so either.
Between those two, and I would take
Are we gonna-
Homicide off,
Okay.
even
Are we gonna-
though
Are we going to say the Shield? That's 3A. That's
I
3.1.
can do that. And then Homicide is so close
yeah,
in fourth.
Homicide is 3.1.
Yeah.
So we're going to say Barney Miller is 3.
yes.
Oh, we're putting them in order.
Oh,
Yeah,
we're
we always put
putting
them in order.
order.
The Shield is
Barney
number one
Miller.
for all
Shield
of us.
is
Shield.
one.
Shield is one.
NYPD Blue, Barney Miller.
Wow, we agreed.
Okay.
3.1 is Homicide.
Who hates? Oh, the commish. We didn't
Nope.
see it.
The Shield beats the commish. Trump.
Okay. Does anyone have one that?
MASH. No.
What?
What do we miss?
Are you
I see a
upset
thumb
about
up.
Hill Street Blues? Oh, which one? Oh,
Are you
okay.
the Fred and Barney when
Did
they're
we
cops?
stun you?
Remember that the cops at Bedrock or
Hold
whatever.
on, but we didn't
Oh, I
even throw an
know.
honorable mention of Andy Griffith's show.
Oh, Andy
Oh,
Griffith.
no, but-
Yeah.
What were you
Yeah.
going to say?
Oh, come on. Ooh, Hawaii 5-0.
Original
Well, and
fi-
you know,
Ooh.
I used to watch that with my dad, and but then there are ones like Cannon. Wasn't that a cop?
But he was not. He was a.
Was he a
Cannon was a.
detective?
No, Cannon was a detective.
So we need
Yeah.
to do detective shows
Yeah,
next because
that-
we got Magnum
me-
PI.
To me, those
And
don't
we've
make
got-
it.
No, but
Oh my
no,
gosh, TJ
Cannon
Hooker.
was a real.
What about TJ Hooker?
Yeah.
Was that a cop?
Hold on. There's Hooker in the
Chips.
title.
I think people are still
Oh
questioning
no,
whether
that's
that was.
Highway Patrol. Oh, that
No,
counts.
that's cops.
All right, wait a
They're
minute.
cops.
Wait a
Chips.
minute.
All right,
No, we're not talking
we
bad
need
cop
to go
shows.
to bad ones
If we
next.
put those with
Okay.
these top three,
No. That's why I said we got to do bad ones next.
All right,
Okay. All right. Edward would like his space here.
that's
I didn't
another
see
good
that
one.
one.
No, that's a good one.
Or
Oh, I
Mod
love
Squad.
him.
Huh?
Mod Squad.
Mod Squad.
Mod
I used
Squad?
to watch.
Yeah, Link. All right, can we
Okay.
end this thing?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. So for today, for February 27th, 2016,
Hey, Molly.
the official pop culture countdown. Number one, I already forgot.
The Shield.
The Shield.
Yeah.
Number two, NYPD Blue. Number three, Barney Miller. 3.1 Homicide. All right. That's it. Thank you for listening, everybody. Thank you, Blue
3.11
Box.
Fargo.
Thank you, audience, for all the suggestions.